Outcome 11.4, Lesson 7, Converting Units with Area. This rectangle has an area of 98 centimeters squared. We can find that by multiplying the length times the width. So 7 times 14 is 98 centimeters squared. But what if it was measured in millimeters? To convert centimeters to millimeters, you would multiply by 10. So 7 centimeters is 70 millimeters, and 14 centimeters is 140 millimeters. The area would then be 70 times 140, or 9,800 millimeters squared. When converting metric units with area, since you are converting two different dimensions, you need to multiply or divide the conversion twice, or square the conversion factor. So because we are going from centimeters to millimeters, we would multiply by 10, but because there's two different dimensions there, we would have to multiply by 10 twice. If we're using conversion factors, we know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters, and so we can put in 1 over 10 and then square our conversion factor. Let's look at how that works. So if I have 1 meter squared, and I want to change that to centimeters squared, I need a conversion factor. Well, on our formula sheet, we can find that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. But because our units are squared, we would have to square the conversion factor. When we cross multiply, we would then end up with x being equal to 1 times 100 squared. 1 times 100 squared is the same thing as 1 times 100 times 100, and so we would end up with 10,000 centimeters. Our next one, we have 420 inches squared, and we are changing that into feet squared. Conversion factor says that 1 foot is 12 inches. And again, because we're using squared units, we would have to square this. Multiplying it out, we would end up with x times 12 squared, or 12 times 12, equals 420. So 420 divided by 12 squared is 2.92 feet. Our next example, 1,225 millimeters squared, and we are changing this into centimeters squared. Our conversion factor is that 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. Because we're dealing with squared units, we have to square that conversion factor. We end up with 10 squared times x equals 1,225. When we divide 1,225 by 10 squared, or by 100, we end up with 12.25. The last one, 10.5 feet squared, and we want to change that into square yards. Conversion factor is that 1 yard equals 3 feet. I need to square the conversion factor. And so when we're squaring that, we multiply out, we end up with x times 3 squared equals 10.5 times 1 squared, or 1. This is x times 9 equals 10.5. And if we divide both sides by 9, we end up with x being equal to 1.17 square yards. Please complete practice 3, part B.